Welcome back to the Caregiver Minute, where every weekday family and professional caregivers gather to refine their skills, gain inspiration, and prepare to serve. Do you sometimes feel overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information that comes at us in the modern world? I certainly do. It reminds me of the quote from T.S. Elliott, who famously said, "Where is the wisdom we have lost in knowledge? Where is the knowledge we have lost in information?" We have no shortage of information in the world these days. It comes at us at light speed, and yet there seems to be less wisdom than ever. What's the difference? To me, information is just collected ideas. And when we learn how to grapple with those ideas and we have some overall thoughts about them and how those ideas work together, we might be said to have knowledge. But that doesn't mean that we know how to apply that knowledge. For me, wisdom is the proper application of knowledge. And that comes through experience. That comes through learning from others' experiences. That comes from taking time to ponder what it is that we know and how we've assimilated different bits of information and different ideas, how that fits in the context of our life experience, and how we might apply it for good. Wisdom also has to do with our ability to recognize what knowledge is most important. What things do we need to be focused on? How do we need to apply the things that are coming at us? What kind of filters do we use? How do we sort through everything that's coming at us and pull out the most valuable information and knowledge? One of the things that can help us to sort things and to be a little bit more wise in our lives is to be really clear on our most important priorities in our day. If we're clear on what it is that we're trying to accomplish and what we're trying to become personally and in our families and in our organizations and in every aspect of life where we have some influence and some control, then it's easier to decide what really matters and what doesn't. If you know what your top 3 goals are, the 3 things that you are most focused on in your life, that you're really working to move forward, then it becomes easier to look at all the possible things that you could be doing or studying or learning about, and you can decide which ones are a distraction from those 3 priorities and would suck you in a direction away from them versus the things that would actually contribute to helping you accomplish those 3 things. One of the reasons that a lot of us struggle to accomplish meaningful, specific goals in life is that we don't have them in the first place. And even if we do have meaningful, specific goals, we're not always as intentional as we could be in making sure that the way that we spend our time is directed toward those primary goals. We spend a lot of time doing peripheral things that don't move the needle forward. We need clarity to be able to focus. And once we're clear on what our goals are, and we're clear on what we're choosing to do that is a distraction from those goals, then it becomes easier to leave what's been called the urgent but unimportant. There are all sorts of things in life that seem really urgent, but they're unimportant. They don't help us accomplish the goals that we actually have. When we can identify those things and make a conscious effort to do less of the urgent but unimportant and more of the things that really matter, that's when we start moving forward and becoming more in our day-to-day lives. As family and professional caregivers, we have a lot to learn. We have a lot of skills that we need to develop, a lot of lives that we need to impact. And if we're clear on what it is that we're trying to learn about and figure out and accomplish, then it becomes easier to do so in a focused way. And in the process, we'll be able to sift through all the information and knowledge out there and start to develop some real wisdom that makes us ever more valuable to the people around us. So today, I invite you to find 20 or 30 minutes to just slow down. And if you don't have 20 to 30 minutes today, find 5 minutes to slow down and just look out the window, turn off all sorts of distractions, and just ask yourself, what are my top 3 priorities in my life? What things am I trying to become? If I was to look back on today and say that it was a really meaningful day and it helped me move forward in my life, what kinds of things would I be focused on? What kinds of things would I be doing? If you can find some clarity on those questions, then you'll be able to make decisions intentionally about the kinds of things that you're involved in from day to day. And you'll start getting some traction and moving forward in your life in positive ways. I hope that's helpful to you and by extension to the people that you serve. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for another episode of the Caregiver Minute.